Midwits love to argue semantics. And if you don't know what either of those are, I'll explain quickly. A midwit is somebody that has above average intelligence. Sam Hyde, I think, said this. It's kind of like the worst place that you can be on the IQ scale. It's like 10 points above average. It's enough to where you know you're a little bit smarter than everybody, but you're not smart enough to understand social norms, and you don't have to be weird about it. Arguing semantics is when you attack the words directly rather than the subject matter or underlying meaning of whatever people are trying to say. It happens often. You're having a flowing conversation. Things are involved in it. Tonality, circumstance, the group setting, past history, colloquialisms, everything like that adds into what you're saying at all times. Usually, though, there is a midwit sitting around who views themselves as an hyper-intelligent individual, emphasizing way too much meaning in modern-day conversation in wordplay. Wordplay is super important. Using the correct words and being articulate matters a lot when you're doing things in a formal setting. If you're typing a police report, it really matters what you say. If you're writing an essay for school, it matters. But if you're talking to your friends in Discord, it does not matter too much that you get everything perfect. So the problem starts when the midwit chimes in. Oh, well, didn't you just say this? And you have to just rebuttal. Yeah, but you know what I mean. You get the intention. There's an implication as to what I say at all times. Everybody understands what you mean because emotion is conveyed when you speak. We're not typing things. If you type things, you have to be a little more direct or use a certain emoji to convey your feelings. In general banter and conversations, you don't have to be perfect. A midwit, however, will require this of you. It's one of the most glaring things that a midwit does to expose themselves as somebody who's a little bit smart, but not smart enough to understand social norms and etiquette in conversation. Now, of course, I come to you a midwit myself more than likely. I'm sure that I'm definitely not some super genius 190 IQ individual. I'm not. But me being more than likely a midwit, I would assume that with growth, you can grow out of this. With people like me explaining to people like you that, hey man, just because your wife said you never help around the house doesn't mean that your argument has to go, well, I took the trash out last week. And then she'll go, yeah, but that's not really what I mean. And then you go, well, you said I never help, and I told you that I just gave you an example that I did. So I don't know what you're talking about. It's a stupid fucking argument. Why would you use the wrong words? Just say what you mean. That kind of shit causes friction in every group setting, in every situation, in every level of relationship. Professional, friends, home life, everything. Nobody wants to be around a midwit who thinks that you have to say everything perfectly because they themselves can't comprehend the underlying message. The point being, you're causing arguments where they don't need to be any. If you're talking to your group of friends while you play video games, you don't need to say, well, you said this. When somebody's telling you a story, when someone's making a joke, an argument of semantics is boring. It's childish. And it's rooted in some weird inadequacy to try to flex that you're a little bit smarter than society by correcting somebody. It doesn't make them wrong. It actually makes you an annoying person. There's not really much else I can say on this subject matter. You just have to understand, if you are a person with above average intelligence, you owe it to yourself to start to understand conversation better. Attacking words directly, using semantics as an argument in an informal setting is not appropriate. And it is childish. And it's just annoying. But that's really it. You got to choose what hills you want to die on, and in what setting you're deciding to start some weird friction because you're mad somebody made a joke about you. Yeah, some things you just got to laugh off, some things you got to let go, some things you have to participate in a more intelligent way. But semantics arguing is really drab, and it honestly shows that maybe you actually aren't as smart as you think you are.